Welcome to the Viral Solutions Podcast. Today we're going to talk about how to internalize your church vision so that you can better your team. As a ministry leader, your goal is to see your church vision come to life. And to do that, you need to communicate your mission clearly to members of your congregation, foregoing a connection with them so that you feel like you're forging ahead, you're moving ahead, you're giving inspiration, and you want involvement. I know that that's easier said than done with volunteers, but there's a piece of the puzzle you might be missing. It's important for your members to understand your church vision, and it's even more important for your staff to understand it too. So there's a connection between your church members, your church volunteers, and your staff. And the problem is that as your church grows and becomes more vibrant and reaches more people and has higher attendance and higher staff, it becomes harder and harder to ensure everyone's on the same page. So here's how the way you grow and how that growth can affect church visions. Because I've seen many churches experience growing pains as their congregations increase in size and their teams expand. It's perfectly normal. But many leaders struggle to overcome these growth pains. They struggle first to adapt. It's true that having more people on your staff means you have more support. But it also means that you no longer do things the way you used to by winging it. You got to have more structure. So think about this. When your church was small, you had just a couple individuals on your staff, and keeping everybody aligned with your church vision was easier. You could make changes more quickly. You could schedule meetings more frequently. You could receive feedback more often. You could feel confident that if you decided to switch gears in terms of strategy, your team wouldn't be far behind. But as your church has continued to grow, you've likely found that there's now a disconnect among members of your team. So what's the good news? If you address this disconnect and make sure everyone is on board and understands the vision, you're going to be one step closer to fully realizing such vision. So let's go through 3 steps and 3 reasons that your staff needs to understand this vision from the leadership. First, it ensures your messaging then becomes consistent. What comes from the pastor, what comes from the board, what comes from volunteers, what comes from staff. To develop a deeper connection with current and future members of your congregation, you have to get them invested in your mission. And that means the appropriate messaging must be communicated clearly throughout all of your content. When staff members are put in charge of creating things like social media posts, podcasts, emails, newsletters, blogs, program statements, presentations, you get the picture? They got to understand your church vision so that all of that is alignment and seems as if it was written and produced by the same person. Then they're able to develop that content that speaks to that vision and resonates with members. Number 2, it's going to help you achieve goals. If your church vision represents your destination, then your strategy represents the path you need to take to get there. And along that path are the goals you aim to achieve. When your staff members know what your vision is, they're more in tune with what needs to be done in order to see your vision fulfilled. And they're able to see measurable goals that mark their progress. Goals related to donations, membership, retention, service attendance, event turnout, online engagement. That's just to name a few. Understanding the purpose behind it all makes staff members more motivated and better equipped to reach the goals you've set as a team. 3. It improves your work culture. Your church vision has a major impact on your work culture. When those on your staff understand and support that vision, it creates a sense of unity, and that unity is reflected in everything you do. Since you share the same passion and drive to see your vision fulfilled, you're able to work in harmony, pushing toward a common goal. Your staff members find greater joy in what they're doing, as they know they each have a valuable role to play. Here's some final thoughts. When everyone on your staff has a firm grasp of their church vision, the path toward making it a reality becomes much smoother. Further, it brings you closer together as a team and encourages loyalty. And isn't that one of your primary goals as a ministry leader? To bring people together in community and in worship and fellowship? Here's some steps to internalize your vision and help your team fulfill it. The key to internalizing your church vision is to get everyone, from members of leadership to those who attend programs, get them involved. How do you do that? First, repeat your vision. There's an old saying that you should take to heart. Repetition is the mother of all learning. To solidify your church vision in the minds of your staff members, you got to repeat it again and again and again. Not just to new hires, but even to long-time staff, employees, members, board members, all as well. Make a point to revisit your vision during each meeting to ensure everyone is on the same page. This allows you to clear up any confusion before it has a chance to snowball. Step 2. Encourage your staff to offer feedback about your vision. Your vision has an impact not only on the growth and direction of your church, but also on the performance of your staff members. They need to agree with your vision deep down if they're going to work hard to see it fulfilled. So it's only right that you encourage them to offer feedback. Use your vision as a filter and ask questions such as, does this vision still resonate with you? Do you feel it speaks to your members? Can you apply it to your own life? How does it fit into what you do? Do you think it could be improved or adjusted? Step 3. Provide the resources needed to carry out your vision. To transform your church vision into a reality, you got to provide your staff with necessary resources. After all, responsibility and accountability and continuity comes from sharing thoughts, ideas, backgrounds, resources, training. Take the time to meet with them regularly to find out what is it they need, what do they require, be it time, equipment, help, another volunteer. Note that this calls for an honest discussion about what you can and cannot do. You may discover that your staff member has a reasonable request, but they've been too nervous to speak up. Encourage them to communicate with you. Be candid, be honest, be open, be transparent, be authentic. Maybe even consider restructuring your staff, especially if an individual has demonstrated talent in another area, but you put them in an area that's not that great of a fit. Rotating people around to what really fuels them is a really smart idea. Implement a plan to fulfill your vision. As mentioned previously, you got to have a plan. You got to have a strategy to fulfill your church vision. And such a plan requires the combined effort of everyone on your team. Bring everyone together to discuss your plan. Get their input on what goals they want to achieve and what action steps they feel they should take to achieve those. Then when your plan has been determined, meet every month or every quarter and talk about their progress. Make sure each member of your staff knows what they're responsible for and create a culture of openness so they're comfortable coming forward with any issues or ideas they have. Here's the takeaway, the way we see it. You're undoubtedly passionate about your church vision. But if you want to see it fulfilled, your staff needs to be just as passionate too, consistently. Victory comes from consistency. That's why you need to take steps to ensure they understand it, they embrace it, they can replicate it, they can share it. In doing so, you're going to feel more confident with everyone on your team and that it's working towards a common goal. You can still get all on the same path toward connecting with members of your congregation, members who will feel inspired to contribute to your mission. Thank you for listening for the Viral Solutions podcast, because at Viral Solutions, we're committed to seeing you succeed. We're out to grow your church. We're out to double your donors with proving marketing strategies that are going to help your business for the long haul. Join us here at the Viral Solutions podcast to stay up to speed on the ever-changing world of marketing. This podcast was written by Selah Hirsch from Norman, Oklahoma, where she lives with her husband Michael and their 3 adorable and zany kids. Thanks for listening to the Viral Solutions podcast. Make it a great day.